Hey everyone, this is Pepper Pace. Welcome to my nursery. And today I have a blanket reveal. This is for little Emmy. Now, if you're regular to my channel, you saw me do a box opening of Emmy not too long ago, just a few, probably it was last week actually, because I was so excited to get to work on her. And y'all, Emmy turned out so cute. So I do want to let you know that the last baby that we did, which was Princess Lilibet, or who I call Little Bit, Princess Lilibet, she did get adopted, and actually she's in transit now. So I will be revealing her box packing and showing you guys that. But for now, let's start by showing you little Miss Emmy's details. She doesn't have any clothes on because I thought we would get her dressed. But before we do that, I do want to say that for the first time, I added a drink and wet, and it turned out really good. So we're going to actually feed her first so that we can take her out of the disposable diaper. And we'll talk, we'll do a little chit chat. But before we do that, let's go ahead and take a look at little lady's details. Now she does have armatures in her hands and in her legs. They don't extend all the way to her foot or her wrist. So they stop like right there. She has Angora mohair, which I dyed myself, so it is black. She has rooted lashes, rooted brows, and y'all should see her nails. This light is amazing, but you should see her nails. I'll try to take some pictures so you can get some close-ups of it, but I was able to tip, gloss, add moons. I mean, but she's not too small. She is an actual newborn size. Emmy also has a tongue that is removable. And I think I forgot to bring the tongue, but I'll take pictures of that. But her mouth is open, of course, so she can take her bottle, which I have here. So we are going to get her fed. I opened the bottle, the nipple in the bottle, pretty aggressively so that the water can just kind of go through. And of course, I always use filtered water, or you can use purified water. I never use tap water. All right, and I did bring a bib, but we'll just use this. This is my second time feeding Emmy. And Emmy, look at her looking up. Looking up at the sky, looking up at the ceilings. You like those lights up there, Emmy? She does. Yeah, she has beautiful hazel eyes, and but they can change because, again, I usually don't set the eyes permanently. I usually, so that mom can change them. She can change them to, I have brown, I have slate, and yeah, we'll get into some more details in a minute, but let's get through this bottle and then we'll take a look at her little diaper. And yeah, before we do that, I do like to add a little bit of silicone gel just to help, even though her mouth is slightly open. She was sculpted by Silicone Studio, Jennifer Sussman Price. And so her mouth is naturally opened a little bit. So it does make putting the nipple into her mouth a lot easier. Now, how you can tell when you have a drink and wet that they're drinking is typically when you do this motion, you'll get bubbles. So with Emmy, what has been the case is that I have to kind of take it out of her mouth a little bit and then add it back in. I wish I can get this specific perspective of Emmy from my eyesight, because I mean, she looks so adorable. And one good thing I noticed is that the water is not coming out of her mouth because of the way I set her drinking wet tubing. And you can't actually really see anything when you even look in her mouth. Plus, if you add her tongue in, it's not going to block the drinking wet, but because it's removable, I would just go ahead and take it off, you know, before you do the feeding. Oh my goodness, y'all, she is so cute. And I moved her eyes a little bit to the side so that it looks like she is looking like at a distance, like babies do. Let me just do this, guys. Did y'all used to do this? I did this when I was a new mom. I would just kind of hold it with my face, hold the bottle with my face, and then you know, because you don't want to take the bottle out the baby's mouth because they might start crying. Emmy is painted with soft modeling. So, I mean, it's something that you can't really pick up on the camera as much. She has very light veining, and her soft mohair, which is a curly hair, her soft hair is I told you I dyed it black myself, but you can curl it once you wet it. Now I just wet it with water, or you can let it wear straight, but it is sparsely rooted, meaning that you can see some of her scalp, and it's directionally rooted. And I did pierce her ears. Mom can always change the earrings if she wants to, or you can remove them altogether. She is getting a few drips, but mostly I think the drip is coming from the actual bottle itself, the nipple itself, not from the fact that it's not going down into her mouth. All right, let's see how much she has drank. I think, yeah, this was a 2-ounce bottle. We'll keep going because it looks like she's drinking a little bit faster. I'm getting a little bit better at this. Guys, I've told you a lot that I am not a drinking wet person typically. Typically, I just, you know, I don't handle my dolls as much. My silicone babies, my vinyl babies, I have them because I just love the way they look. And every once in a while, like twice a year, I'll change their outfits and, you know, make sure their hair is done. And maybe twice a year, I'll like dust them with powder. But if you are a person who really likes to interact with your baby, then this drinking wet is amazing. All right. If we gave her at least an ounce of water, I would be happy. It don't look like she had an ounce of water. All right, let's see. Little Emmy. You got a little drip here on your neck. All right, and let's let everybody get a close-up of you, Emmy. Ooh. I think some water came out her mouth when I lifted her up. Isn't she adorable, guys? I think she is just super adorable. Oh, you do got some water coming out your mouth. Let's get you wiped up a little bit. All right. And I love the fact that Emmy's head can turn naturally and stay in like one position or the other. She doesn't have full body armatures, but her neck can stay in a turned position. And of course, her armatures allow her hand to come up in a natural way. And same thing with her legs, to come up in a natural way. Okay, so let's see if she's got the yellow strip going down her bottom. We're gonna give her a quick little, we're gonna give her a quick little burp and make sure all the water has gone through. But the last time I did the drinking wet, I didn't have to burp her. The water just came down the tube. Y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all, I did the armatures myself for the first time. My wrist still hurts because I learned how to do it through YouTube University. So I watched some videos, and there's not a lot of videos that tell you how to do armatures. So, and you know, they're done not just one way. So I had to find the right way for me. And yeah, it was kind of a trial and error to get the tubing through. Now I added armatures to little bit, and that was so easy. That was like 10 minutes, if that. Okay, so yeah, I feel that she has probably got a little bit wet. And what we're gonna do now is I'm going to put her down so that we can get her dressed, and then you can probably get a better look of her. So let's just get a quick little picture of us together. Okay, everyone, I am back, and we haven't changed Emmy yet. I thought this might be a little bit of a better view. So we're just gonna continue to feed her a little bit more, and then you can actually get an opportunity to see, I think, a little bit closer. And that is just a silicone gel. Oop, she done got water up. Okay, I've done got water up in your nose, little baby girl. Okay, there we go. And so that you can see a little bit better, I'll just turn her head a little bit this way. And I love little Emmy's details. So now I think you'll be able to see her nails, and I'll try to do a close-up of them. It is not easy to put that much detail in nails, but there you have it. Same thing here. Her little nails and her little feet. And like I said, Emmy is currently available as of the posting of this video. And she is on my reborns.com. If you are interested in owning your own silicone doll, again, this baby has armatures in her arms, armatures in her legs, and a drinking wet system, which I installed. And I can tell you, wasn't that easy. Okay, now we're going to give her a little burp. Let's just wipe your little mouth off. All right, I'm interested to see if water comes out of her mouth. Let's see, first of all, did it go down there? Okay. All right, here we go, guys. We're gonna see if water comes out. I didn't see no water come out. Then we're gonna give her a little pat on her back. Look at her hair, guys. I love this hair. This is my favorite brand of hair. And unfortunately, the shop where I get it, they are currently you know, they're not open right now. I hope she comes back. I'm thinking like maybe like sheep season or something like that. But this is my favorite hair. So when this runs out, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? All right, so we're going to change her diaper because it feels wet. And then we'll show you the diaper. I'm not going to show her nudity on this particular video. However, it's all out there on the other video, which is where I actually added her armatures. And we're going to put this diaper on. This is just a little cloth diaper. It doesn't have the insert. So I hope that everything has drained out. And then otherwise her clothes are going to get wet. Let's do this. Let's do this the right way. We do it like this. And then we take this off and we add this on. And then now that all of that is covered, we will take a look at, yeah, you can really see the wetness, but you can see the yellow strip has turned yellow. This is a good diaper. These are diapers that are eco-friendly. They're called Terra. And I realized that, you know, as a doll artist that uses diapers, and I don't have to have diapers, you know, I wanted something that was eco-friendly. So they're very absorbent. So they actually do work. They're for real babies, you know, not just little silicone babies, but real ones. And it actually was very absorbent. Okay, now Emmy is a newborn size baby, so she can wear some preemie and some 0 to 3 month or newborn sizes. This is kind of big on her though, this diaper, but that pamper wasn't, that disposable diaper wasn't. Okay, I have the, oh, you know what? Y'all, I'm gonna show y'all the tongue before we do anything else, before we start putting on the clothes. So this tongue came with it, with the opening. And if you remember the opening, I was like, what is that extra piece of, that must be showing the color. No, it was a tongue. So, you know, it's easy to insert, but I just kind of lay it on her lip, and then you can have her poke her tongue out. Although I don't know that I've noticed most babies doing that. I would think that most babies are just doing it like that. Okay, so can you see where that tongue is in there? That's so adorable, guys. That is super, super adorable. We'll leave that in there for a while because, hey man, it's not hurting nothing. Now I do have this cute little onesie t-shirt. This is a preemie size, but my big baby wears this. So when I say my big baby, my precious kid, which is Sydney, and Sydney is a much bigger newborn. I think she's like 20 inches. I'm gonna have to double check how big Emmy is, because when I went to check her size and her stats on the Silicone Studio, I didn't see it listed there. So I'm going to have to search elsewhere. Otherwise, I'm going to have to start doing her measurements myself, which I don't really want to do if it's already out there. You know what I mean? Okay, so we'll just put this. I love the babies in this type of t-shirt. But we got to be protective of the paint not peeling off and not scraping her. Let's get our hands in there. I did have a person that was interested in a silicone that said that they did want a silicone, but they were kind of concerned about being able to do the baby's hair and interacting with the baby as much as they like interacting with them. And I feel like you can still do that. You know, you just have to be careful. Like, you want to interact with your human baby, right? But you still got to be careful. All right. So we'll start with this cute little outfit. This is a preemie outfit too. Look at that. Isn't that the most adorable thing? This is so cute. So we're going to put that on her today. And I got some cute little socks with ruffles and some little preemie shoes. And I already made her a bracelet, but I think I'm going to make her a second one. I gotta go find it. I don't know exactly where the bracelet, what I did with it. But yeah, I see it now. Okay. So, again, about being concerned with having a silicone Reborn, full body one. It's, you know, you have to know what your limitations are and what you want out of a Reborn. If you really want to comb hair and put barrettes and bows in the hair, then I would not suggest a silicone, because silicone baby's hair is in there pretty tight, you know, because silicone captures, you know, it's stretches and captures, but it's not glued in the way a vinyl baby's hair is glued in. And you've probably heard that a million times. So whenever you do interact with the baby, if you lose strands, it's much easier to lose strands than when you have a vinyl baby. And I'm not trying to talk you out of it. I'm just saying that is the reality of having a silicone doll. So, okay, look at this, so cute. Look at her being so adorable. Oh my goodness, guys. Oh my goodness. Let's get that on you better. Oh, you are just super, super cute, little Emmy. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, I do get tickled at this part of it, even though I don't really dress my babies a lot. You know, this is a very new outfit, so I've never put a baby in this particular outfit before. Let's put our jewelry on before we go any further. So I got this one. It's super tiny, but it was made for her. So, and it's got white, like pearls, a little pink flower, and a little pink, another type of pink flower. So we got that. And we're going to put her socks on. So we got these little ruffled socks. And you can find clothes on Amazon if you know, are looking for smaller sizes. But I typically would say go to places like a consignment shop, Once Upon a Child, for really small ones, because they can get pricey, but she can fit into regular newborn sizes. This is just, this does happen to be a preemie size. All right, now these shoes are also from Amazon. These are called Jeffrey's socks. And it's one of my favorites because it's hard to find shoes for a newborn size baby. And this will fit a preemie as well as a newborn size. And there are different styles and different colors. And these are for little girls, but I have some for little boys as well. Let's get that cotton out. And, oh, yeah. And these do unbutton. Look at how well they fit her. They're not too tight. We'll just put that little pearl on there. Look at that. That is so cute. All right. And her other one. Now she, as I said before, is on sale as of the time of this filming. She's not yet in the reborns.com, or she may be by the time this gets, uploaded, but right now she isn't. She's going to be having a photo shoot pretty soon. This is just water, and I'm just going to spray her little bangs. And you can just, I like using a brush, but I use a bigger brush too. And you just do her hair like that. And you see how soft her hair is? You don't have to have that baby hair there. I just kind of like having it. And then, there she is. Now let's go ahead and put this bow in her hair. Let's see how big this bow is. This is a big old bow for such a little baby, but we'll put it to the side. She has her little pierced ears. All right, little Miss Emmy with that big old bow. And her, like I said, she has the armatures. You can straighten out her leg if you want to. And she came with a pacifier. I am gonna actually take her tongue out and put this pacifier in. This is a small pacifier, but I don't think the shape of this pacifier is perfect for the shape of her mouth, but that's up to mom. Like if you want to get a different type of pacifier, let me shake this up a little bit. And because I glossed Emmy's lips, and I glossed her little eyes and her nose and her ears and other areas. If you do powder your baby, or you want to use powder in her mouth instead of silicone, definitely you can do that. And you want the shine to come back into her mouth. Oh, I forgot to take her tongue out, didn't I? Okay, so just boop, boop. There we go. Yeah, just take a wet cloth or a cotton bud and wipe her mouth off. There we go. So we have little Emmy with her little outfit on, looking super adorable and waiting for her first photo shoot. So guys, thank you for watching, and stay tuned because I will have other little ones. I have an olive full body silicone boy, which will be coming up when he arrives. I'm still waiting for him to arrive, and I'll do the box opening for him. That's Izzy Zhao. And we'll have Olive as a full body little boy. So yeah, stay tuned to my nursery, and I will talk to you later. Bye.